If you're looking for a challenge in FM24 to help bridge that gap between now and FM25, then I've got one for you, because today I'm going to show you a download that you can add to your game that's going to give you so many possibilities in the FM world. What is this mysterious download in question, you might be asking? Well, this is the real fixtures and results download that's going to make your game so lived in, so realistic and true to life as of right now in the footballing world, and that's going to present you with so many different challenges. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get it into your game, how simple it is to install. There are a few steps that you need to follow once in Football Manager, and then the kind of saves that you can have. Now, the reason that I think this is so good is because between now and FM25, we've already showed you how you can get updated transfers, new wonderkids, promotions and relegations and whatnot. If you haven't seen our video on that, it was a little bit earlier in the week. You can get January transfers reflected in your game. But of course, the one thing that's lacking is having your game up to the real world scenario in real life. And that can present so many options, whether it's taking over at Liverpool from Arne Slot and try and deliver the title, whether you want to try and continue Forest's high rise, or maybe you want to try and keep up a relegation team. So not only is this going to help you extend the life of FM24 a little bit, but it's also going to give you some of the hardest challenges that you can face, taking over from teams in terrible situations and trying to sort everything out. But let's get back to the download and how does it all work? Well, you can find this on the FMSCOUT website, or I'll link it in the description down below for you. You can just go straight to that link and it will take you to this page. Now, this download is done by the brilliant Marco Doglio94. Apologies if I've butchered the pronunciation of that, but he's posted this on the FMSCOUT webpage and it's already been viewed by 70,000 people, but it needs to be viewed by more. It is unreal what you can get with this. So let's cover everything that is included. So what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to play in your saves with the updated results from these leagues that we're covering here. The Premier League and the Championship in England, Ligue 1 and Ligue 2 out in France. In the Bundesliga, he's made all three of the top divisions able to have real life results to where the clubs are. The same for Italy. You've got the Eredivisie in the Netherlands, Portugal, Liga Portugal, Turkish Super League and Second Division, and same for Spain, the top and the second division. So if they're a league that you enjoy watching in real life, or your club is in that league, or there's just some saves you want to try, this is what you want to do. Now, the only issue will be, it will still say that the year is 2024 in the top right corner, but it really does not matter. The in-game clock, you can't really do too much to change. Yes, you could simulate a year into the future, but then promotions and relegations will have happened by then, transfers will have happened by then too. So this is the best you can get in terms of bringing this to as close to real life as possible. Now, everything I'm about to show you works in tandem with our FM24 to FM25 DLC, so make sure you've got that, so you've got the updated transfers and promotions and relegations. But then when you're ready, all you're going to need to do is to install this download. It's very simple to do. Hit the download button. Once you do so, you'll be taken to a new screen. The download will start and you will have a file in your downloads that we're going to have to move. Once that download's produced, navigate to the download section on your computer and you will have this folder that includes a bunch of different .fmf files. Now, each of these represents the individual nation. So if you're only looking for up-to-date results in England, for example, that's the only one you're going to need to move to the right area. But I would suggest just copying all of these, as well as copying this folder that says start date. We're then going to need to navigate to the Football Manager folder on your PC and then into editor data. Don't worry, this is the path you need to follow if you want to do it on Windows. Pause the video, have a look at it, and if you're on Mac, then this is how you do it. There we go. That's the path to get to the editor data folder. Head on over into there and paste everything that we have just copied. So it'll then look something like this. You won't have all of these. These are different editor data files I have, but all of these ones that you've just copied from the download will now be in your editor data folder, as will be the folder with the start dates. Now, this is where we move on to the next part. This is all going to depend what start date you want in your save. So if we click into this folder, you'll see they've got start dates for September, October, November, May, March, June, January, February, December, April, whatever. Now, as confusing as it might be, the fact that it says February 2024, this is actually your February 2025 file. I'm not sure whether it's a naming issue or whatnot, but all you're going to need to do is to take that file, or whichever one you want to start with. If you want to carry on from January, if you want the most up-to-date one, it'll be February right now at the time of recording. If you download this in March or April, you'll be able to see the March and April ones as well for this recent month. So go into the editor data folder that we were just in and paste the one that we want. In this case, February 2024.fmf is now in the editor data folder. So once you've got all the right files in your editor data folder, you're about ready to go. All we need to do now is to boot up Football Manager. But before we show you that part, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you smash the like button for us, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, on the road to 200k subs. Thank you for all your support recently with the FM25 delay, cancellation, whatever you want to call it. Who knows if it'll be called FM26 next or whatnot, but yeah, it really does help all the support you guys have given us. But let's get back to the video as to where we were. Dropping in to Football Manager. You've loaded the game up. You want to start a save with these up-to-date dates. All you're going to need to do is hit start a new game, and it has to be on the career section. Once you do that, go into this little drop down here that says database and activate all the files that you want. So in our case here, I'm going to activate them all anyway, even if I'm not going to play in Germany, Italy, Netherlands. I'm going to tick it because why not? And then you want to tick your month folder. So for us, we want the February results, the most recent ones. So I'm going to tick that on. You will see it says Seychelles here. Don't worry about that for now. I'll talk about why that is in a second. But we've got a little bit of a problem, and this is something that you will notice. If I wanted to now confirm and go ahead, I cannot start a new game. The reason being, and you guys might get this if you have other mods on your game, is anything that flags up with an exclamation mark basically means you need to do something about it. So you can see England, France, Spain, and Turkey are all showing with a little exclamation mark. That's because I've got a different file from the Notorious Pro that gives me those things already. The reason for that is our FM24 to FM25 update includes the Notorious Pro's changes to certain leagues, and so does this download that we've just got. It also includes, as you can tell by the writing here, the Notorious Pro's changes, so you can't have that doubled over. If we now hit confirm, we can choose a game mode and go into our game. When you set your save up though, hit the advanced setup button, and then you'll get to choose the leagues that you load in for your save. What you're going to need to do is add the ones that you want. So in our case, we're going to do, say, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, and the Eredivisie. There you go. And what you then want to do is add Seychelles as a nation. You'll see it when you click this in the top right corner in the Africa section. But we're going to change this from playable to view only. Once you've set the Seychelles to view only, this is where we're then going to change the start date of your save. Now, if you scroll down in this game's start date section and go to the Seychelles, because we chose the February section, we get some options here of February dates to start your save with. Now, looking at it, I don't really understand how you've got the 26th of February and the 19th of February, considering I'm recording this before then, but we're going to ignore it. Maybe that's for the previous season, I'm not too sure, but it does say on the download page, if you want the most recent results from right now in real life, click this one that says the 5th of the 2nd. Once we've done that, we can now go ahead and start our game. Now, I've just launched a save with Southampton, and as you can see, we now find ourselves in the 5th of February 2024, which we know, if all is well, should actually represent February 2025. So let's take a look on the competitions tab. Have we done it right? Yes, we have. There you go. I don't know if the cup results are necessarily correct. I'm going to ignore those. But the league results, yes, I mean, this is accurate. You've got Southampton at the bottom of the league. You've got Chelsea in the top 4 with Forest doing really well. Liverpool leading the charge with City just outside that top 4 zone. Newcastle, Bournemouth, Spurs struggling as well, lower down in the league. And think of the challenge this is now going to present to you, taking over a weak Southampton team and trying to guide them back to the top of the Prem. Now, is there some drawbacks from this? Yes, you might struggle sometimes to make this work with other mod files that you have, but you know, if you're trying to play this kind of save, maybe you're not so bothered about other things. Hopefully it'll all be fine though. But if anyone has any issues, let me know in the comments and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. Obviously it would depend what mods you guys have got, but hopefully it will all work out nicely as it has done here. The other thing that you might get that isn't necessarily true to life is like Southampton here. The club atmosphere is good, the managerial support's good, because to them it probably feels like the start of the season still. It's maybe not reflecting in game just how dire their situation is. So you're not going to get an exact replica. Obviously it's very hard to do, but this is now a great save and provides a really fun alternative as what you can do in Football Manager now to try and keep the game going. All I would say is give one of these challenges a go and see if it kind of changes the way you play FM, because jumping in at this kind of stage, it's going to be tough. I've also bought through the Bundesliga, of course, just to show you that I assume is accurately represented. I can't say I know the Bundesliga table off the top of my head, but I know Heidenheim are struggling and I know Dortmund are as well. So this looks about right. I doubt that the game by chance would have them in these positions. So, I mean, I could search up on my phone right now and see the exact results, but it looks like everything is accurate here too. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. If you want to play Football Manager with updated results from the real life season, this is the way to do it. Give yourself a new save to try and hopefully make FM more fun for you lot. Check it out below. Thank you for all the support recently, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.